Back now on Newsmax Prime, and it's worth noting it was last Thursday night when the Republican debate, or should I say Republican debates, were held in Cleveland. A lot of contention, a lot of different points of view, but if there's one unanimous sentiment to emerge from Cleveland, it's that Carly Fiorina is on the rise. You'll recall she was in the early debate with the bottom tier of candidates, but now she is moving up strongly. 9% the latest Rasmussen survey, 8% in the new NBC poll, 9% in the New Hampshire poll, 7% in Iowa, and what's more, the former Hewlett-Packard CEO currently graces the cover of the latest issue of Newsmax magazine. Talk more about that. Let's call on Ken Chandler, the editor-in-chief of Newsmax Media, who joins us from Newsmax, New York. Ken, are you just prophetic, a clairvoyant? What was the thinking to put Carly on this month's cover?
Did you say prophetic or pathetic?
The prophetic, clairvoyant. You're never pathetic, kid. Never pathetic.
JD, good evening. It's great to be with you. Yeah, we certainly picked a winner, I think, with this one. As you just pointed out, Carly got a huge lift, even though she was in the so-called happy hour debate. She really scored. And as we point out in the magazine, she's probably the one candidate that Hillary Clinton does not want to face in the general election, because she is really everything. Obviously, she's a woman, but she's everything Hillary isn't. You know, she has this really wide level of experience. She's been in politics. She's been in private enterprise. She has a very compelling personal story. She'd be a very tough opponent for Hillary.
If you can let us in on something in our coverage in Newsmax magazine that you think will surprise the readership, is there something about Carly Fiorina that people may not know that she really opens up about in our feature article?
Well, she does. She talks, she talks very personally about herself, about her struggles. You know, she's a breast cancer survivor. She had a double mastectomy. She's suffered personal tragedy in her life with a stepdaughter who was lost to drug addiction. She's been through the school of hard knocks. Plus, in her career, she started off as a junior secretary in a company, and she rose through the ranks. She smashed through the glass ceiling to run Hewlett-Packard. She was the first woman ever to run a Fortune 500 company. She's a very accomplished person.
And of course, her critics have said, now, wait a minute, you had trouble at Hewlett-Packard, and you mentioned politics earlier for her, Ken, and she ran for the U.S. Senate in California, lost to Barbara Boxer. What did she learn from those experiences?
Well, I think to be fair, she did win a very tough Republican primary, but she lost to Barbara Boxer, who I believe was the incumbent. I think she's probably learned a lot in terms of messaging, but she sees 2016 as a huge opportunity because, she is the answer to, if the Democrats can't launch the war on women against Carly Fiorina because, she's a woman and she's an extremely accomplished person.
And we will read more about her in the latest edition of Newsmax magazine. Ken Chandler, thank you so much for your time and your insights. And now it's time to take a look at what's on your mind via social media. Our interview with author and veteran Joshua Hood, who had an interesting and somewhat surprising take on the Iran deal, stirred up some strong reaction last night. Patriot writes in and says, JD, your interview with Joshua Hood, ouch. Somehow this young veteran has lost a bit of reality in his judgment. And the fallout from last week's debates continued. Annie writes in, here's what she had to say, JD, we're with your other viewer, Marcus. We also have not watched Fox News since the debate. That's the kind of journalism we can all do without. We've been watching Newsmax TV ever since and have told all our family members who are now also watching. Welcome. And if you have some comments for us, here's where you send them. Newsmaxtv.com/comments. That'll do it. See you Monday. Stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.